It's Travel and Bang. You ready? Let's get into it, baby.
Ah yeah, it's time to travel and bang, baby.
Okay, another one. Like you already know, this is Travel and Bang, and so we're not only gonna concentrate on the dark arts of seduction, it's gonna be about lifestyle enhancement, traveling to new places, doing epic shit, experiencing new adventures, meeting women, and also discovering a brand new social dynamics on how to be intimately successful with the women that you feel attracted to. Okay, so this time, the place we're headed to, I'm gonna explain this story, is gonna be Okinawa, Japan. Oh yeah, you're gonna like this. You heard stories about Thailand, but you don't hear too many about the good old Okinawa, Japan. So this is kind of near and dear to my heart because when I was like a child, I was like 5, 6 years old. My father was a U.S. infantry officer, and he was stationed like just for 12 months, 1 year at Kadena Air Force Base in Okinawa, Japan. And there was me and my father, my mother, we stayed there. It was just really great memories as a child. Moon Beach, beautiful beach called Moon Beach. Definitely got to check that out. And so going there, fast forward into the future as a grown adult, is a total different, it's a total different thing. So basically this is how it went down. I was in 2017 contracting for the US government in Kuwait. At that time, I was transitioning from being a supply technician into the IT sector, okay? And in my personal, outside of my job, I was also going through, a little bit of turmoil. There was a woman, an American female contractor that I had some deep feelings for. The feelings weren't reciprocated. She had another agenda, and what do you know? Life goes on, right? So me and Diablo, which is my close homie, my friend from Chicago, talking on the phone on Skype, and he was just saying, hey man, I got this gig. I got this gig in Okinawa, Japan at this place called Club Epica. I think we should align our schedules and make it do what it do and have some fun. And that's what we did. So went ahead when it was time to leave. Left on a Wednesday, left Kuwait for the UAE, United Arab Emirates. And 6-7 hours later landed in Okinawa airport. Yeah, it was kind of worse for my friend Diablo because he's coming a little later with full-blown jet lag. You know what I mean? His inner clock is, so he's, the time he lands a day later, he's just chugging down the Red Bulls like it was going out of style. We checked into the Hotel Palm Royale. Make notes, gentlemen, make notes. The Hotel Palm Royale. It's about like $60 US from their currency to ours per night. It's really nice. It's really nice. Actually, I don't know if it stayed at $60 since then to now, so don't quote me. Might want to Google it or go to TripAdvisor. Okay, so fast forward on a Friday evening, go ahead and he checks in at the Club Epica. He's gonna do a 3-man rotation where he's sharing the turntables, if you will, with 2 other DJs from foreign invited, as they call it, gaijin, right? In Japan, foreigners, gaijin DJs. And later that evening, he's doing his thing. It takes, like any club, it takes a long time till it gets packed. I would say, if it's like Cinderella time, 12 midnight before there's actual crowd in there. Yeah, they play different music from American, of course, hip hop, Japanese hip hop and R&B, which is kind of strange, to hear. I don't want to imitate it because I don't want someone to get upset. But, and it was weird. I even heard some Caribbean music. So I heard a lot of Vibes Cartel play in Club Epica. But so it's getting packed. I'm noticing. Let's talk about the women, right? Stop talking about the BS. Come on, travel and bang, baby. So the women. You know what, I'll be honest, I've never really, and I hope I don't offend anybody out there, I never really had that big of attraction for Asian women. You know, yeah, I mean, back in the day when y'all saw Lucy Liu in the Kill Bill, and yeah, she's mega hot, right? But I never had it that big of a, you know, I don't know, I just never had that big of a sexual attraction to Asian women, but I could say that I totally changed. It all changed when I was in Club Epica. You know, I started seeing these really beautiful Japanese women, you know, coming into the club. There were even some of them were even mixed.
I'll take your girlfriend away.
Sorry about that. But anyway, so then later on, about 1:30, I bump into this female named Rio. Okay, so basically, you know, I buy her a drink. We start chit-chatting. It's loud as hell in the Club Epica. So I go up to Diablo and I say, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and taking her and going somewhere else. So we end up leaving. We start bar hopping. We go to Bar Spade. We had some drinks there. Then we went to the Dojo Bar. That has a martial art theme going on. You know, basically, and just talking about whatever you can. You know, her English wasn't all that great, but she was just so gorgeous. She had this really nice short jet black hair. She just gorgeous. She was, I think she was about 22 years old. You know what I mean? So she's, you know, way younger than I am. And she just found it fascinating. You know, what I talked about. You know, she just wanted to know my origins, you know, what I do for a living. And I asked her, and she's a college student. She told me about, you know, you're gonna laugh. She told me about the beta male epidemic they have in Japan. Yeah, I'm gonna hit on that. It's called the herbivore movement, right? So I'm gonna touch on that in a minute. But anyway, so we had an awesome time. Now, what was awesome was I thought because of Japan having a conservative society, which they do, that she would not go for this. But I invited her back to the hotel. Mind you, Diablo, he's not finishing up till 5 in the morning. So this is about, I still had a good 1 hour time frame before he actually finished everything up and came back to the hotel room. We go back to the Hotel Palm Royale, and pretty much, let me just tell you, gentlemen, Japanese women aren't as, yeah, they're just like any other women, you know. We you know, without getting graphic about it, we did, she did double monkey backflips, and yeah. Now, the thing about Japanese women, I want you to understand is they're more pillow princess, okay? They're more of a pillow princess. They're not doing XXX crazy stuff, BDSM, and you know, they're not, you know what I mean? It's good. The sex is good sex, but it's like, it isn't like, woo, it isn't like, you know, like super pornorific, you know what I mean? But it's good. It's good. I really enjoyed sexual intimacy with this woman, you know? So let's move forward. As that day is over, Saturday, then me and Diablo, because, you know, nothing really do Sunday, we just pretty much chill out in the hotel room. As the week starts, we go bar hopping, you know, check out the different bars in the Matsuyama district, and yeah, basically ran into some more females. These females were a group actually that he got to know while he was DJing on Saturday. The Japanese women like to do a lot of gukan. I think it's gukan. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. That's group dates, okay? So he actually, like 4 different women showed up on a Tuesday, and we were going out. We actually went to the beach bar Coconut Moon. I don't know how they mix up those words, but the Coconut Moon is, it's just an awesome place where you can eat nothing but sushi, shrimp, just everything you can think of in the Japanese cuisine, they have it there. But, you know, once again, we're entertaining them. I made really, really good friends with Mizuki. Mizuki was She had this long jet black hair, petite Japanese girl. Oh man, you could just pick her up, you know what I mean? She had to have been like maybe just 5'1" or something. And she was more boisterous. She was more spicy. This what shows you that not everyone is the same within the same culture. She was more spicy, more chatty patty, you know what I mean? And she was definitely she was just direct, because they knew that we're gonna fly away at the end of the week. So basically, make a long story short, she basically told me to come back to her apartment, and from there, after, you know what I mean, we just start humping like rabbits, and I basically just kind of like closed out the hotel room, you know what I mean? I don't know, I forgot what Diablo did, but basically spent the rest of the week just in her apartment, you know what I mean? Because at the same, this university girls were having vacation time at that time, so it was just like, I'll be honest, I really enjoyed sex with these Japanese women. Like, it was, and I'm not trying to be vulgar about it. I'm just being direct and real about it. I felt like their mind was in it. Like, they really, really enjoyed having sexual intercourse with an interesting man from another culture, if you were to say. I won't say it's American, but because I'm an American, but and you have to remember, Japan isn't like Thailand. Japan is not like Thailand, man. I'm not dissing Thailand, but Thailand is like a meat market. Everybody knows on the planet that it's one of the biggest prostitution things going on out there. So, it's, to pull that off to go to Japan, you know what I mean, is a little bit different, because those girls, they're not, it's a total different vibe there. So, but we had some fun times. I know I'm probably forgetting some things out of the story. Oh yeah, there's some areas you shouldn't go to. I don't know about you, but when I'm traveling abroad, I don't want to run into Americans. I don't want to run into other Americans, okay? So definitely Studio B in Okinawa, that's a karaoke bar. A lot of Americans that are stationed there go to the Studio B. So if you're trying to meet beautiful foreign Japanese women, they're there, but understand, now you got competition. Now there's other Americans in there. Club 7, also an American favorite. King of Mania, that makes no sense, but the club is called King of Mania, also a very favorite from all the airmen, from the service members from Kadena Air Base. Like I said, if you want to hang out, if you want to travel 100,000 miles just to hang out with people that come from your country, go right the fuck ahead. But I'm telling you right now, I don't want that. I want to go to those spots. You know what I mean? A matter of fact, I forgot the name, but they didn't want to let me and Diablo in at first because of past issues, altercations they had with U.S. service members. So he literally had to basically tell them, hey, I'm DJing at the Club Epica. You know what I mean? And then the bouncer let us inside the bar. You know what I mean? But it was... Yeah, you could tell there's some spots they do not want gaijin and foreigners, Americans, because of the reputation we have, and we like to start shit, But anyway, that basically is a rundown. Japan is known for its herbivore problems. You can watch this on YouTube. I'm not going to get really deep into it, but basically the Japanese men, the younger generation of Japanese men have become very effeminate. Okay, they become very effeminate, and they almost, from my understanding, lost total interest in with intimacy with females. Like literally, like the marriage rates are down in Japan. They're not creating any offspring. Like maybe 3 out of 10 Japanese are actually having children these days. And that's why you see the Japanese in Japan, they're so fixated on robotics and artificial intelligence, because they're not really that pivy on wanting to invite, their immigration, invite a bunch of foreigners into their land. You understand? That's just how they are. It means they're insular. It doesn't mean they're xenophobic, but that's why they're focusing on robotics. Also because they're not, in 50 years, 40 years, they said they're not going to have enough Japanese offspring to keep up with the, industrial manpower. So what does that tell you? What's the main point? Well, because of the herbivore, which is their way of calling it the herbivore problem, beta male problem times 10, because of that, the Japanese women aren't having any sex. They're not having any intimacy. Do you understand that, gentlemen? So as a foreigner, you know what I mean? Coming there with swagger, being positive, having interesting things to talk about, and validating a beautiful Japanese woman, that means the world to them, because the men there are herbivores. Do you understand? They're herbivores. They're not interested. Most of them aren't interested in the Japanese women. And see, they like Western men, especially because we're more alpha in that respect. You know, I will make the move and grab, if it's consensual, she's showing me choosing signals, I will, you know, grab her close and start kissing a woman. I will do that. But you understand, the Japanese herbivore issues are making it very hard for Japanese women to even have, you know, sex. And here, you know, in America, they complaining that we have too much of a hookup culture, which I disagree. And, you know, and the Japanese women, the women over there, they're welcoming it. You know what I mean? Where they want to do double monkey backflips with a handsome man in bed. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm not saying they're easy. I'm not saying they're easy. I'm not saying they're, you know, salutes. You know, I don't want to get my video banned. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you will have you're intimately welcomed if you go to that country, if you step to the game right. And that's what I love. And like I said, I have a different opinion now on Asian women, on Japanese women, very beautiful. And definitely next time, I didn't get to visit the Ninja Museum. I wanted to, you gotta Google this. They got a ninja museum in Japan, and it's not in Okinawa, but on the mainland. And I didn't even get to do that. You know what I mean? I really wanted to go to, I was like, man, ninja museum. This guy, he want to go to ninja museum, right? But anyway, that is the travel and bang for this time. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you write notes down. The places I've been to, look it up. Definitely, when this Corona shit ends, make it do what it do, people. Make it do what it do. Live your life, because we epic people and we do epic shite. All right, till next time. Subscribe, like. See you later.